Your application for a position in a company, the essence of your file is to draw the attention of the recruiter towards you. Your file is like a green light telling the recruiter you are interested. With your file, you should be able to arouse in that recruiter the desire to want to know more about you. That is what takes the recruiter to be able to give you a call for an interview. If you tender your file for a position in a company and you receive that call for interview, you have succeeded with that first stage of application. Once you're called for an interview, during that interview process, that is when you get to sell yourself to the employer. So I will surely come back in subsequent videos to talk about interviews, but for now, let's look at the most important documents in an application file: the curriculum vitae and a resume. The first thing you're asking yourself is, what is a curriculum vitae? What is a resume? Is there any difference between these two? How do you get to draft a curriculum vitae? What are you expected to include in your curriculum vitae or your resume to be able to capture the interest of a recruiter? You will notice sometimes jobs are advertised and the recruiter precises send a resume. Others will say send your CV, just that document alone. That is what they go through to be able to decide if someone is going to be called up for an interview or not. Now, I am privileged to have worked in a recruiting team where at first I'm being assigned to sort files. They would give me guidelines. Look for this, look for that. I just didn't understand why the guidelines. Let me show you something. This is a pile of physical applications dropped in the space of 1 week after advertising a single position. Just imagine you have to read through all of these documents to decide for one position. So with your resume or your CV outlined perfectly, it gives you the chance to be called up so you can sell yourself to the recruiter. Now let's begin with the CV, curriculum vitae, which is Latin for course of life. This is an in-depth document which describes your course of life in full detail. Underline the expression full detail because in this document you have to give a detailed account of each and every aspect outlined in your CV. What are the characteristics of a CV? The first one is that a CV is 2 or 3 pages long, but can be outlined to more than 10 pages if necessary. The second aspect about a curriculum vitae is that generally curriculum vitae are used in academic jobs or when you're applying for a research fellowship. Not only that, in your curriculum vitae, you give every detail about your education, your professional career, your publications, your awards, or whatsoever that you have to put in that particular document. Now, contrary to a CV, a resume, a word borrowed from French to mean to sum up, is a short, concise document in which you lay out in a very brief way your educational background, your qualifications, and past experience. To sum up, you have to know that the difference between a CV and a resume lies in the content, the outline, and the purpose. When we talk of content, the CV gives details about every aspect outlined in the document, contrary to a resume where you're very brief. The essence of being brief is to give the recruiter the desire to want to know more about you. Talking about the layout, CVs will go from 2 to over 10 pages if necessary, but resume generally are between 1 maximum 2 pages. And the last aspect has to do with the purpose. These documents at times we use them interchangeably, but CVs generally are used in the case of academic jobs or research fellowships, while the resume will be used to apply for positions in companies. See you in our next video, where we'll be talking about how to mount or to draft a good resume or a good CV. That is, we'll be talking about the content of these documents and how you lay out your points.